What's going on? Welcome back to another lesson in the power of the BI. We're currently on lesson number 5 in the power of the BI. If you made it this far, you are really moving along at this point. We're going to get introduced in this lesson to kind of the history of Power BI, and we're going to get introduced as we're learning the history of Power BI, understanding how Power BI has developed and evolved over time. This is when we go back and we really get a good understanding of, or we start to develop a basis of what Power BI is and how it has evolved. Basically, Microsoft does a Power BI update once a month, and it gives you all the latest updates of Power BI. Now, currently in 2024, currently Power BI is evolving and developing into the Microsoft Fabric framework. But before we even get to Microsoft Fabric, we have to understand how Power BI itself has evolved over time. So what we're going to do is in our current lessons, we're going to start our video series of watching how Power BI has evolved. So basically now we're going to included in our lessons is the Microsoft update. Now you're going to see the updates, and you're going to see updates from the very beginning. So Power BI has really come a long way since the updates that we're going to start with. But I think that it's very important for us to understand how those updates were, how they've come into play, and then so we can have a very good understanding of, what those different levels, those different sources of data that we're able to pull in now into Power BI, how some of the development of Power BI has come into play. So what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to start watching Power BI updates as it has updated over time. We're going to have several Microsoft Power BI updates. Trust me, this is going to help you in the long run. This is exactly how I learned Power BI. I went back and I watched every Power BI update from 2018 up until about 2023. And I still watch the updates now, but I have a pretty good idea of if I can tell when things have changed, and then I'll go back, I'll watch the updates, or I'll look to for videos to see where different buttons and different icons are. And those are some other things that happen during the updates. Sometimes Microsoft will change the different locations of formatting options, data options, transforming options. So understanding where these things are, how they've changed over time. It'll at the end of this course, Power of the BI, you really are going to get a very good grasp of the. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. Well, I'm not gonna say killing me, but you're gonna get a very good grasp as to what's really going on with Power BI. So just trust me. You do want to watch the videos. You definitely want to make sure that you don't have to take notes. You don't have to, unless it's just something that catches your eye, catches your attention. But for the most part, you just want to understand Power BI from the very basics, from the roots of how this thing has evolved. So that when you get out there and you interview for those positions, you're really able to have intelligent conversations in regards to what your knowledge of Power BI is, not just what your skill set is, but what your knowledge of Power BI is. In addition to that, I know that we have videos of inspiration in each one of our lessons, and I hope you definitely are not just skipping through the videos of inspiration. Again, this is something that I did. I needed inspiration, and when I saw different people having different levels of success in technology. Just real quick, I do understand that everyone is not going to be interested in Power BI, but you're out there looking for a tech solution, a tech opportunity for you to get into, the way you can make that career change, that career pivot. So for those of you guys that are out there that are into looking for that tech change, I do have a free 30-day calendar, a 30-day calendar. As you can see here, it's 30-day. Well, it's not a 30-day calendar. It's a 30-day tech transition planner. And it gives you day by day for 30 days, day 1 through day 30, to where you can use these steps in order to determine what tech venture you may want to get into. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. If you're interested in this free 30-day calendar that I have, just go to the link below the link below in this video, and just click the link, follow the link, and we will get you over the 30-day tech transition planner. Just wanted to take a quick break to let you know that. Now let's get back over to the webinar. Technology and Power BI and other forms of tech, you know, it really inspired me to just keep going. Like, they did it, I can do it too. So that's why those videos of inspiration are in there. Don't take those for granted. Don't go out there and just try to inspire yourself. Watch, listen, and learn to others that have become successful in this tech world. And again, it's not just about Power BI and its technology. It's about other forms of tech as well. And you will probably, or you could, you know, determine over time, like, hey, you know, now I know Power BI, and I also want to know QA or QC. And, you know, those are some things that, you know, everything just evolves. But this is the skill set that you start with. This is your basis. Trust me, you are not going to go wrong. By the time you get to the end of this course, you are going to be more than prepared for that six-figure salary that you may be looking for. Or if you're not even looking for the six-figure salary, you're just looking for a career change or a pivot, this is definitely going to be the place for you. With that said, today we're going to, in this lesson, we are going to be looking at another visualization that you can add into your Power BI repertoire, and that visualization is a matrix. We're going to look at merging columns. Before we looked at splitting columns. Now we're going to look at merging columns. So without any further ado, let's jump right into this, because I don't want to waste your time here in the power of the BI. We're going to go back to a previous report that I created before. And again, remember, report is, we create reports and we publish reports. When they become published and others have access to them, they become dashboards. We're gonna look at this report, and if you can remember, this report is already brought in. We went to get data, and when we went to get data, I pulled it in as a CSV file, and I'm not gonna hit everything all over again, but I went to the location that it was, I clicked it, and then when I brought it in, before actually creating the report, I hit transform data. When I went to transform data, now of course remember, this is the report view. The report view is where we build the Power BI report. This icon at the top, it says report view. I come down to now what's called the table view. Again, as you look at the Power BI updates, you will find that this used to be called data view. Now it's called the table view. I'm going to come to the table view. I'm going to go to transform data, and when I go to transform data, on my second screen over here is where it pulled up. This is the actual view that we saw, or that you will see when you get data. You bring your data in and you say transform data. It brings you to this view, which is the Power Query view. Again, this is the Power Query view. We can get to the Power Query view just as we just did. When we go to the table view, we go to transform data, and we can come back to the Power Query view, and that's just what we did here. Now we're in the Power Query view. I want to show you a couple of things. One is I want to show you how to merge columns. We talked about splitting columns before, separating the columns. Now we're going to talk about merging the columns. So here we have a city column and a state column, and say we want to just we want both of these columns as one. We're going to click on both columns. In the first column, we're going to click city column. We're going to hold control, and now we have city and state. We have city and state together. And we are going to now, let's see, it was under add column before. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. It's hard for me to see it first, so I had to come down and see where it was.